Happy Free Agency Eve, drafters. It's Dan. It's JP.
Legal tampering.
It's Sunday. Legal tampering. Yeah, it was
Wednesday's free agency, but it all happens on Monday. We know.
Yeah, exactly. We are less than a day away from teams not being able. Now they can finally negotiate with not their own free agents, because again, we've been seeing deals coming in and trades coming in over the last few days from all over the place. Of course, as you sent me, and again, I promise you, we are going to start putting stuff on X social media so you can have some more real time reactions to JP's sadness that Max Crosby is not a Lion.
You know, we didn't have the money for him, but it's not. It's just
No.
the two options were Baltimore and Dallas. What is Dallas doing? Like, how?
That cracked me up, dude.
Come on.
So
Like, you
again,
set your budget at a 1 and a 2, and you refuse. I'm like, dude, you just fleeced a team for you. Well, I guess they learned.
Nothing would have been funnier.
Doing smart things though.
Well, they are, but are they? I mean, because think about it. They
team's
traded
a hell of
away.
A lot better than what it was, man.
True, but they traded away Micah Parsons, right? And they got 2 firsts and Kenny Clark. And then they took one of those firsts and got Quinnen Williams. So they have Quinnen Williams, Kenny Clark, and a first for Micah Parsons. They were going to give up that first and a second to get an older guy who has a less, clean injury history in Max Crosby.
And that's the other piece of this too. Like, you just look at the past season and a half with Max and whatnot, and he gets dinged up quite a bit lately. Like, I think he's easily one of the
29.
top 2 or 3 edge rushers in the league. Don't get me wrong, but
right,
is he actually 29? I thought it. Well,
I was 28. He might be 29 by the time the season starts. Might be 29 by the time the season starts. But yeah, but that's the thing but that's what cracks me up about Dallas. And obviously, I have a little more of a bias against Dallas than you do, just because I don't like Jerry. But it's interesting.
I'm not a fan either. They just keep drafting players I like, and that's frustrating.
Right. Yeah, but if they would have made that trade, if that would have been the trade, you're basically saying, so you turn Micah Parsons into Max Crosby, Kenny Clark, and Quinnen Williams. That's not bad on the surface, but you traded away Micah Parsons for 3 guys who are older than him. That it doesn't fit Dallas's. I mean, Dallas thinks they're ready to compete for a Super Bowl next year, and offensively, maybe, right? But also maybe not overall.
I think that they could win that. Well, maybe not. I don't know. I mean, the Eagles are still the team to beat, and we'll see what happens with the health of Daniels, but it could happen.
Hey, the NFL moves fast, man, and that's what we're looking at. I mean, again, we aren't going to break down free agency like we joked about last show. There's a reason why we aren't doing a mock draft right now, because how much has already changed. Detroit, we wouldn't have had them necessarily taking a tackle at that point in the first round, and now maybe they are going to have taken a tackle because of the Decker situation.
I was set on my hopes of Thieneman, and
still could happen.
Then I kind of shifted maybe towards edge rusher, but we talked about that a little bit of what we talked about last time, and throw it out there. I don't think I want Detroit to even sniff edge rusher in the first round. If it's realistic that you are going to get deny Dennis Sutton in the second there at 50. He's there every single time. He's there on every mock I look at. And he might be my edge rusher 3. If it's not him, it's Zion Young. And Zion Young has made it there a couple times. He's less realistic.
Yeah. I think
he could go first. But
yeah, the most realistic for edge rusher for Detroit right now, and again, this is pertinent to the conversation, is Young or Malachi Lawrence. Or Mekhi Lawrence.
For what?
Is it? It's Lawrence from UCF.
Yeah, I'm just saying, are you talking first round or second round?
Second round.
Oh, yeah, no.
He's hanging right around the 50 spot.
Deny Dennis Sutton.
Sure. I'm saying it's like one of those 2 guys be the guys that I'd be okay with at that point.
I think Young
I think will be going by 50, though.
Yeah, I think so, too.
I don't see a world where Young is there at 50 unless something crazy's happened. And again, that's part of the fun. Again, the reason why we encourage everybody who's a fan of the NFL draft and the NFL in general, go to PFF, and we say that because they do have a very good draft simulator, even if we don't always agree with the rankings of where the guys are at. The engine behind the beast is good. So go there and play, because you'll start seeing trends happen with where guys are. Now, part of that is because of how PFF has certain guys ranked that we think should be higher than they are. So you and I have been killing it in the 5th and 6th rounds with players we believe are going to be going 4th, maybe even 3rd in some cases.
It's gotten better, though.
Mhm.
Remember, like in the I remember when it first started early on, I would trade all my first, second, third round picks and have like 5 picks in rounds 5, 6, and 7. Just be taking
Right.
like Grayson Holton and all
Mhm.
kinds of just studs down there. I loved
Well,
it.
and again, we see Jacob Rodriguez has moved up about 40 spots from where he was a few
Yep.
weeks ago,
Took
and
in.
that's just, and again,
He's gonna go
not right,
top
wrong, or
50. He
otherwise.
could go first. I'll save that for the final big board, but
Yeah,
I
he's
finally I won't tell you where he's at, but dude, I finally just succumbed to like reality. I don't care about the positional like value, even though I got a
right.
whole argument for that. I already did that on the show.
Yeah,
Uh, dude, I just put a first round grade on him.
So he has a first round grade.
I put a
You
first
have
round grade on
now
him.
7 guys with first
There's
round grades
just
because you
I
put him
may
back
have
in
more
there.
than that. I think I'm up to 9.
Ooh, okay. All right.
But the more and more I think about it, like I just feel like, sorry, that was some sort of a creature that ran by the
Yeah,
window there.
fun times.
He's basically a can't miss type
Mhm.
guy. I feel like outside of injury, like, and he's such a good he doesn't have a red flag, does he? Age,
Not
he's
really.
23, but like
Yeah, but again,
his
23 is not old in my
when
opinion.
he
Not
came
anymore.
in and showed the athleticism and decent length and everything at the
Mhm.
like he doesn't have a red flag. I don't.
Yeah, no complaints there.
I got
That being
nothing.
said,
So
we're
we're
not talking about
we got a hell of
linebackers
an
today.
intro going already. We got a
I know,
six
right?
minute intro about nothing that this
Ah,
episode
we're
has
just
anything to
like
do
we're
with.
just like stock exchange guys, right? That's okay. Again, I always start the timestamp. So roughly right about now at 7 minutes is where we're going to start talking about this. This is our wrap up for the combine specifically. So we'll start getting into big boards and other mocks, etc. Once free agency gets rolling next week. But this is the end for us talking about combine stuff, and we got to talk about the big
Mhm.
boys. And you said let's go inside out. So why
Let's
don't
go
you
inside
talk to
out.
me about some centers?
Okay, well, real quick. Let me pull up I don't think I did this at all on any other things, but it's relevant ish here. So
Hmm.
there's on average 24 interior linemen drafted. If you break that out, and this is the last 3 years,
Okay,
it's 8 centers and 16 guards. So I'll
which
just do
makes
it all
sense.
now. We're gonna do 8 centers, then 16 guards, and then 22 offensive tackles. But we're not talking about them all today. That's when we do our final rankings. But
No,
just giving you an
we can
idea.
probably rip
So
through.
seems how
We'll
there's
probably
only
rip through 8
eight
centers.
center. Yeah, it seems like there's only 8 centers. Should we
Hmm.
just? I don't know.
Let's
Should
talk about them real quick. Let's give them all a shout out. And you want to start with who's your favorite center right now? Let's start at the top.
Logan Jones.
Sure. Sawed off
He's
shotgun.
yeah. I don't see. You look at the analytics. He's the best. He's basically the best. Let me scroll over. I mean, it's crazy. And
Hmm.
he's 6'3", 299. His arms are a little short, but it's a center.
Sure.
But 30 and 3/4. So the only red flags I have is the fact that he's 24 years old. He's got the short arms because his
Right.
athleticism was crazy. He had a 4.9 and a 1.75 10, 32 vert, 9.2
Hmm.
broad. Like the really all you're looking for there is that the 40 and the 10, like to show the lower body explosion. And he had
Hmm.
what second best vert in here, but everybody's verts were kind of close for the interior line.
Right.
But the dude
But again.
allowed 1 sack and 1 hit.
Hmm.
That was it. Usually you don't like to see centers have any sacks, but at the same
Right.
time, I'm looking down the board, dude, and you've got, like Paget. He had 6 sacks and hits altogether. Tollison 4, Reed 5,
Hmm.
Golbin 3, like even Slaughter and Lou 2,
Hmm.
or no, yeah, no, yeah. So he didn't even have a hit. I misspoke. He
Yeah, he
had
only had the
one
one sack.
sack, 0 hits.
And
Yeah.
two hurries. So yeah, when you're allowing 3 pressures on over 300 pass blocking snaps, you're doing all right.
Yeah. So and he showed up. But you know what? I will say this, based on seeing him on the Bruce Feldman's like freak list and hearing like
Hmm.
what he could do and whatnot, like
Hmm.
he did very well athletically at the combine.
Right.
Don't get me wrong, but I think I overhyped it in my mind.
Sure.
So like I almost left it like disappointed, and then I kind of brought myself back to reality. I was like, dude,
Right.
we're talking about a center, but
Right.
B, like his combine was good. Like it
Mhm.
was good. I just had this he's gonna kill it type
Right.
mentality,
Well, and again,
and he didn't. He just did
the other
very
thing
well.
too for me, outside of the counting numbers for him, is he just looked smooth and quick and
Mhm.
fluid in the drills, and that was the biggest thing for me with him was he was clearly the quickest guy at that position group for me when it came to adjusting and cutting and et cetera. So that's obviously a positive. Who's two for you?
Two, I got Jake Slaughter there.
Sure.
Man, that's
And we
that
talked about him a
size and
lot.
length. Yeah, the six
Hmm.
five 303. His arms come in at a little over 32, 10-inch paws. You know, he ran a little slower 40 time, but he actually had the
Yeah, but
second
5'1" doesn't really
fastest.
matter.
No, it's
If you're under 5'3" for me for a center, I'm not too fussed. Obviously, you want to stay in and around the 5'1" range, I would say. But yeah,
yeah.
that's not bad. He'll be fine.
Yeah, and I focused a little more on that 10, and he had the second fastest 10-yard split
Hmm.
for the true centers and the highest vert. Like he looks smooth in the drills as well. I mean, he's 23, so I don't know. I have Logan Jones and Slaughter both with third round grades. I don't have like a true like superstar
No,
center in
yeah,
this class.
there isn't one because
So
again, Logan Jones would be if he was bigger, but he's not. So it is what it is.
yeah, yep. And then a fourth
Keep
round
going.
grade, I just have Connor Liu in a world of his own. There's not a ton we can talk about. I mean, he didn't do like the
No, he
40 and the 10, So
which is a little bit surprising, just because
yeah,
he had a little more of a down year from an analytics standpoint. But yeah, players make choices, man, and I don't understand why some guys do and don't test. But their agents telling them not to, or whatever have you.
the fifth round grade guys, I got three in that little tier. I got Sam Heck, Pat Coogan, and Luke Pettibon. Pettibon, I guess he wasn't invited unless maybe he just declined it.
No, he wasn't,
But
or he wasn't there.
yeah, he wasn't there. Coogan just did like the measurements and whatnot. He didn't do like the 40, the 10, the vert, the actual measurables.
No,
But
but he also
he
did
did,
field drills, and he looked smooth
yeah,
too,
yeah, he looked
which
very
I
good in the
expected.
field drills. I just don't have any of the measure. Like, there's no measurables on that. That's
Sure.
just eyes, and he looked very good. But I do have Heck above him. And here's the thing: I almost think I kind of liked Coogan a little better than Heck in the
Oh
drills.
yeah,
But
same.
Heck looked so good during the Senior Bowl stuff. Like, but again, they're in the same tier. So when I have
Right.
I guess I could rephrase this now. I'll do it a lot leading up to the draft, but basically I'll rank like my big board, my first, second, and third round grades. But the
Hmm.
day three guys, I just
It's
leave the
kind of a
round
bundle.
grade on them because yeah, like at that point you're just taking who you need. You know what I mean? Like if the
Sure.
fifth round rolled around and let's say all five of these guys are there, like pick your poison or all three. Like take
Right.
whatever one you want. I'm not gonna go through the craziness of trying to like rank them. Like they're all in the same ballpark. Just take your guy.
Right. Agreed.
But Heck looked good though. He had the fastest 10-yard too. So the fact that he
Okay.
had that 173 for the centers and the 10, and then he looked, his Senior Bowl week. Yeah, I left him at the top of the tier.
You
Thought
know,
about
there's
making him in the fourth round grade almost.
there is one guy that had a faster 10 than Heck.
Oh, Brailsford.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Parker
I see,
Brailsford. Come on,
but
man.
So I only did 8. Brailsford didn't make my 8.
Because you're a hater.
No, he just
Because you're
man.
you're just hating
He's
on
got
your
the
body
fastest
shaming, man.
10. He's got the tied for the highest vert. He had by far the highest broad. Like I, d- I don't even have a UDF grade on him. I have a question mark. So I have 8 ranked, 1 question mark, and the rest are all UDFAs. I think I have like 19 centers on my that I've looked into.
Which is
But
impressive.
that's me. Got to get into the weeds.
Look,
So
Brailsford looked smooth as well, but again, I would expect that from a guy who's 289. He's the lightest
that was
center
part
in
of it.
that group. He does feel like a bit of a project, but I feel like he's going to get drafted. Someone's going to take him on day
He's
3
going to
because
get drafted.
yeah, because he's just a player who you feel like you can do something with. The only other guy that you didn't mention, who the NFL classified as a
2.
center, well, the only guy that I have, well, actually two guys. There's two guys that were tackles that the NFL has as centers, and that's Trey Zune the third and Brian Parker the second. Both of those boys
Wow.
were
I left.
listed
They're both
in
at
the
guards
IQ
for me.
as centers. Yeah, they're
Hmm.
both listed in the IQ as centers. Point is, they're going to be interior guys. These are two longer height-wise guys that didn't have the arm length to compete, but both of them had incredible seasons from a pass blocking standpoint, from the numbers standpoint. It's going to be interesting to see how they transition, but both those guys I'm very curious about. Point is, there's a lot of day 3 center potential, which is for a Lions fan something that you're going to happen. They're going to take a center on day 3.
I don't think they'll take a center at all in the draft.
Juice Scruggs is going to make it happen.
No, I think they're completely set on taking a guard, and they want Ratledge to be the center.
Yeah, well, maybe. We'll see. We'll
But
see
but
how that
real
plays
quick
out.
before we move on from centers, I love that we've gone this long. We've gone 9 minutes on centers. I absolutely love it. The
It's
reason
okay.
Parker Brailsford is not in there for me is, dude, 1 sack, 3 hits, so 4 there, and then 10 more hurries. He's got 14 pressures from the interior, which is what causes QBs the biggest headache is pressure from the interior. I I don't know. If you go the first 6 guys I talked about, even 7 on my board, my 6th-round grade, MSU, right here where I'm at, Matt
Mhm.
Golden, he only had 5.
Yeah, no,
That's still
Golden did
big
have a
tempo.
good year from a passing standpoint.
And then just real quick, I'll say my eighth guy here for the last in the centers. I kind of put him here because I do need to dig into him a little more. A lot of people really, really, really like Yager Burton.
Oh,
Okay.
sure.
And he's
I like
allowed
his intensity.
Yeah, I like the intensity. I like the 0 sacks, 0 hits. But what I put him at 8 with an asterisk because I want to go back and take a peek because he's allowed 12 total pressures. So I want to go look at tape, which is going to be nearly
Mhm.
impossible to find. Tape of a
You're
center
gonna have
allowing pressures. But I
that is
don't
gonna
know how
be
impactful those pressures were. You know what I mean?
right. Well, it looks like I would recommend because I just pulled up his numbers. See if you can find Texas and Louisville tape, like the offense versus defense stuff like that, because those are the two where he had 3 and 4. So over half of his pressures came against Texas and Louisville, which is interesting because I wouldn't have necessarily pegged those teams as being great interior pressure teams. So
My boy Clev at Louis.
there you go. That's probably part of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything else on centers?
No, I think we actually did a hell of we did very well with centers. That was
Yes,
fun.
we did. All right, moving to the guards. And again, we you talked about this. We literally right before we started, I had to split my guys out because I still had them as IOL as a total. But you've got them split between centers and guards, and now I've kind of done that as well. So we're obviously not going to rip through
All 16 of the guards?
all
No.
16 of the guards. And I clearly messed up my guard setup because the only guard that I have right now is Vega.
Oh wow. That's
Oh,
impressive.
that's why. No, that's why because I made a guard and an OG. This is why
Oh.
you do the spreadsheets, man. I try.
Yeah.
I'm not as good
You
as
struggle with these spreadsheets, man.
you. It's
Um,
it's a skill I'm still learning.
First guard here though. I'm just gonna this is painful, dude. My used to be tackle 1. Used to be like true first round grade.
Say it ain't
Spencer
so.
Fano.
He's still a tackle to me.
He's not a tackle, dude. I refuse to do this. It's the
You're
same
not
thing.
a tackle.
Same thing we went through with Tennessee. Your boy from Northwestern. Same thing last year with New England. How's it say in Harry Potter? I was trying to say the name.
The Wanch is the wizard. Where are you going with this?
The Voldemort. Like you can't say his name because I get so worked
Oh.
up with Will Campbell.
No, yeah. He who must not be named.
Yeah. Yep. So, dude, I'm just
I
telling
don't
you.
care. Lomu's still a tackle for me.
He is not a tackle. He's barely over 32-inch arms. He's not a tackle. It's not gonna
I
work.
pointed out, you know who has the same length arms as him? I
Yeah,
texted you
cool.
about this.
Okay.
Gadecki, fire
Uh-huh.
up chips. He's
Mhm.
a tackle who just got a second contract.
Mhm.
Clearly, Lomu could be a tackle.
How many of those have worked out over the years? You tell me how many
2.
tackles with 32-inch arms have worked out versus the ones
2.
who haven't.
Gadecki and Lomu. Let's go.
Uh-huh. And he's got tiny hands, 9-inch hands, dude.
Admittedly, the hand size is something I'm a little more concerned about, actually, than the rest.
I will say this, though. The 4.9, 140, the 1.72 split, awesome.
Oh, the
Abs- and
athleticism
I-
is still off the charts.
His
deny that.
on-field drills were the best to me. His athleticism was the best to me. His personality was probably the
Oh.
best to me.
Yeah.
Everything was
The
the
hair
best.
was great.
Yeah, literally everything was the best. This guy just has little T-Rex arms and baby hands.
It's a bit awkward.
It's just
It's not what you're going for.
It's so not cool.
Mm-hmm.
I
know who,
desperately hoping somebody comes out and says, "Hey, we messed up his measurements."
Right. Well, and again, he's another guy that'll be very curious to see like what Utah's pro day does. If all of a sudden his arms pull a little bit of a Will Campbell and get like half an inch or an inch longer or something like that. We'll see what happens
Yeah.
with all that. But a guy who is not T-Rex hands and arms is Emmanuel Pregnan from
He's
Oregon.
got tackle arms.
He's got 33 and 5/8 arms and 11-inch hands. Those are massive mitts to be
Those are
playing with out there.
it's
He
like
also had a
paddles,
35
like
in
canoe
his
oars.
vert. Yeah, right, exactly.
Huh,
So
huh.
this is a guy who some people I don't think anyone's sneaking him into the first round, but they didn't have him at the top of the second, and I wasn't sold on that personally coming into the combine.
I
But
still have a
again,
third round grade on him, but that pretty much means he can go on the second easily.
yeah, I feel like he is gonna go in the second now after watching how he moved, after watching how he did from an athletic testing standpoint. The only thing he didn't do well was his 40 time. At the 5.21 is not great, but it's also
Mm.
not prohibitive because again,
His 10
and again,
was in the red
his 10
too.
wasn't. Yeah, his 10 was higher than he wanted to be as well. So the speed is not great, but the vert shows me that there's some explosion because again, he by far had the best vert at 35. So those are numbers to kind of figure out. But the fact that so basically what I'm saying is as long as you don't want him to do a long pull every time, you'll probably be fine with it. So I still think he's going to be in that second round conversation.
All right, next guy for me. I think you or myself, maybe one of us mentioned him briefly, but I think the point is it's just briefly. I don't recall really getting into this player. It's you. I guess I can shift the
Sure.
blame to you. It's your team,
Okay.
but clearly the NFL, he wasn't even on their radar is what much either. But Micah Morris, Georgia.
Sure.
Okay. Because the NFL
Yeah,
gives
that's a
him a
whiff
grade
on
of
my part. I will take that.
5.86, which is
Right.
not great. Okay. But
Hmm.
he's 6'5, 334, 33 and 5/8 arms, 10 and 3/8 hands, 509 40. So in the green, 17310 in the
Hmm.
green. Sure, vert is a tad bit low, whatever. The broad jumps right on point. 29 on the bench. He looks smooth in the on field drills, dude. And then even to go look at the analytics, no sacks the whole year at Georgia in the
Hmm.
SEC on 426 snaps, only 2 hits, only 4 total pressures.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where where
He's a
where was the
guy.
rest? I have him at guard 10 right now with a little
Hmm.
asterisk on him as well. Like I'm just trying to figure out how did he miss our radar? How did he miss the NFL's radar? How did he test like this? How does he have these analytics like this? Like I'm 100% going to go back and watch some tape on him. There's something crazy
Right.
going on
I
that
also
I
want to go back to how is this guy a guard? Now I realize he
Right,
is a guard,
right.
and I'm not trying to argue it, but he's got the size of a tackle.
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
he's playing guard, which means clearly there's
He's
some
only 22.
issues with movement or fundamental. Exactly. So Micah Morris feels like a day three guy who is going to give someone. So we're going to be talking about him as a how did we miss him? Now we're not because we just talked about it. But other teams are going to be like,
I
well,
w-
this guy's
I
a fifth
wonder
rounder moving around as a starter in 2 years within the
I'm
league.
gonna, I'm pulling up the simulator here. I want to know where he's going
He
because
was
he could be like my
sure.
new like 7th round pick for every
Because
single
he
team
was
in
one
the
of the
league.
guys. Yeah, he was one of the guys that I was putting in his numbers on. And I'm like, how is this guy sitting here as a guard? And he's 359 on mock draft database, by the way.
He's
He probably
267
in PFF.
in the simulator, which means
Yeah,
you could take him the
and
7th
he's
round every single time.
right. Yeah. And again, so you're gonna give me a
Put
seventh
him on the
rounder
board for Detroit, 7th round
exactly
right now
that can play guard and has
in the
I mean, he's
SEC.
done a few snaps at tackle, right? So yeah, Micah Morris is definitely a player that I need to go back and watch a little bit as well because
We
his
both.
pass blocking grades were outstanding. Again, going from PFF what they have, so that's one of those things. And again, the absolute hardest positions to try to get highlights on are like interior defensive line and interior offensive line. Like even tackles that put together a little compilation here and there, but you're not getting guard highlight footage very often. So now that's one of the things we want to rectify when we actually have the money to do this kind of stuff. But another guy that I want to talk about, DJ Campbell from Texas. He is very much a guard, unlike some of the other guys we talked about. Although somehow at 6'3", he has 34 and a quarter inch arms. Like
Yeah,
it's just
he just missed my top 16.
right. I have him I have him at like 9
Well,
right now.
and he
He can
might
move
go
around.
in there because you said a couple of these guys like Zune is a center, right? Because he's in there. Who's the other
Supposedly.
one?
Parker.
Oh, Parker. Yeah, I've got them at
Supposedly,
12 and 13.
right. Yeah, so those two guys, according to NFL IQ on the NFL website, they have them listed at center. I mean,
Fano
they're
may be
interior
center
guys.
too.
Which one?
Spencer Fano. Fano.
Right. Yeah.
He I don't actually think he's going to be guard at all, and that's where I
And
have
he's
him, which is
smart
quite
enough to
funny.
play center, man.
It's hilarious because I feel
Mhm.
like if a team might give him a shot at tackle, and maybe it
Right.
works, highly doubtful, but I feel like
Hater.
he's going to end up being a center. So I literally have him in the one spot I know he's not going to play, which seems dumb.
That's great. Good work.
Yep,
The thing
go
about
JP.
right, the only knock I have on Campbell from a testing standpoint is big man can't jump, right? 26 and a half for his vert, which isn't terrible, but it's not good. And an 8.8 for the broad. The broad's fine. But the vert's not great, which means his explosion's a bit of a question. He's a quicker mover than some of the other guys. But again, he's another one that I was pleasantly surprised by how smooth he was in the drills and how quick he moved in the drills, which makes sense in the 176 split, right? So he's a guy that he's a day 3 guy for me, but he's a day 3 guy that I think someone's going to be prioritizing in the 4th round.
For my last take, I'm going to cheat as I like to do, and go with
Mhm.
I'm going to do a split take here.
Uh-huh.
It's
Figured.
two people who are listed as tackles. I don't think either one
Okay.
can play tackle. One's going to be making fun of me. The other one is going to be making fun of you, Dan.
Gotcha. Let's go.
You ready? I'll make fun of me first. Keegan Trost, man, like
Oh, okay.
6'5", 311, short arms, 32 and some change. Like, so that's why I kicked him inside. But I'm just here
I
to tell
haven't
you,
seen that
I
from
haven't
most people though.
I haven't done kicking him inside.
But yeah, I haven't. I don't think I've seen a lot of that.
Oh no,
action.
this is a JP special. If you have under
Alrighty then.
33-inch arms, I kick you inside. I refuse to rank a tackle. My cutoff is 33 flat. If you're under
You
that,
and your body
sorry.
shaming.
Yep, I'm a body shame more. Keegan Trost, love the analytics, okay? And I actually I wouldn't say I love the tape. I very
Right.
much liked the tape. But 432 snaps, 1 sack, only 2 hits, right? That's a 0.69% poop ratio, as we like to
That's
say.
what you want.
It's what you want, right? But I'm here to body shame, man. His body type, man, he needs to find the weight room something fierce. Not
Sure.
only that, like he just didn't look all that smooth to me and things. I don't know. Wasn't a huge fan. So
I will say
oh,
this.
go ahead.
Very annoyed with how few guys did a bench press.
Yep.
I mean,
Yep.
they don't have to, but it's still annoying.
So the next guy that I still hear people talking about is a tackle, and they talk highly of him. Even if he were here's the thing, I'm not high on him as a tackle or a guard, really. I can't figure it out. And you like this person, at least way more than me, maybe not as much as the general public,
Okay.
I hope. But it's Caleb Tiernan. I don't know how to say his name.
Tiernan, yep.
But from Northwestern. Dude. How did
Dude's
the
6'7",
NFL gave him a
5'8".
6.21 grade? Hey,
They're
he's
going off of 2024
yeah. So if you,
footage.
I always do the round up thing. That's why we have different things.
Right.
So it just says 6'8", 323, tiny arms too, 3 1/4.
Dude,
actually shorter than Tross. He has tiny
that
little
doesn't
9-inch
make
hands
sense.
too. It
That
doesn't
does
make
not make
sense.
sense.
It doesn't make sense. But and then you go like he's allowed 3 sacks and 4 hits. His poop ratio is like almost 3 times Trost,
Sure.
which is crazy to me. And he's
Yeah,
allowed
he's done 3
13,
sacks each of the last
so
2 years.
6 hurries too, so 13
Sure.
pressures. His pressure percentage is 3%.
And yet he still had an 84.3 grade from PFF. So I'm saying it's like, I'm not saying we always understand how they do the grades, but
my only defense for him is, like a lot of the guards that I'm talking above him, like they played guard in college, so a tackle you're going to get caught with a lot more. It's easier to get beat.
sure.
But let's not forget that Trost and Fano are both above him, and I had, and their percentages are infinitely better. But I also want to just end on this.
About his run blocking.
I was just going to say the last thing I want to say of the 16 interior O-line or the guards specifically that I
Right.
have, he has the second worst run blocking grade. The only person who made my top
Awkward, yeah.
16 who's worse is Trey Zune the third, who you were talking about as a center. His is 59.7 and
Right.
Caleb's is 60.5. You
Mhm.
talk about all the people above him, everyone's in the 70s, 80s, or even 90s. Trost is a
Sure.
91.4. So Trost, dude, if you can You gotta fix this body shaming that I'm giving you, man. Because all your play and I don't know. Maybe I just got to get over it with him. If he
Hmm.
can't play tackle, but maybe if he kicks inside, maybe I'm a huge fan of him again.
Okay. And
I'm
that's
just
what makes
it's
life interesting.
crazy. Look at
Sure.
Trost's run blocking is 91.4. His pass is 85.3. That's higher than anyone on my interior line, even Fano.
Hmm.
Bo Stevens, my boy. Hey, I didn't talk about him.
Little
He's still
bonus for you.
interior. He's still interior. He's guard 3 for me, and that's with having
Sure.
Fano in there too. So
Well, right. And Bo Stevens is a guy that I think is going to go later than you expect him to go, and
ah,
someone's going to get
put
a
it.
steal for him too.
I would love for him to be to Detroit in the 3rd round.
Yeah.
I'm fine with it.
So I'm going to wrap up with double up as well, since that's what we're doing right now. And it's two guys
I
that I
tripled up.
feel like triple up, right? Real quick. So Chase Basantis and Jaden Roberts, two SEC guards, right?
Ugh, I can't quit Jaden.
Basantis.
He breaks my
Here's
heart
the thing about
every
Jaden,
time.
dude. I'll
I
start
have
with
him
him
at
then. I was
11.
going to
I have
start
him
with
at
Chase.
11.
Do you? Okay, Jaden Roberts, Bruce Feldman's freak list, right?
Yeah,
333.
he didn't do anything that he was supposed to.
He did one thing.
What's
He
that?
did the bench, and he benched
sucked at that.
25. This is a
No,
freak.
I know. I'm talking
that
about all the
benched
freaky things
25.
he was supposed to display at the combine. He didn't do any of them.
Right, exactly.
20. Let me
So-
put this in perspective for everybody, okay? Like back when I was playing football, high school, I didn't play in college, but back when I was playing, right?
You were a
was like-
fullback. Let's remind people.
I was
You're not a
fullback and
guard.
linebacker. I was 205 in high
Mhm.
school, right? The 225 in high school at 205 is like a 17, 18-year-old kid. Guess how many times I did that?
37,
33.
33, which is better than all of the guards this year. All of the linemen, I think. Actually, I got them because I got it set for that. All of the guys.
Find the weight room, people. Actually, here's what I would say. Learn to throw. This is, I guess, this is a broad tip for anybody. If you're an actual athlete, not me, but if you're listening to the show, the easiest way to learn to be able to move organized weight, and what I say by organized weight, and I study kinesiology too, so this all makes sense.
Right. Yep.
Organized weight is weight, like, it doesn't matter how heavy it is. If it's condensed and organized,
Mhm.
it's 10 times easier to lift. Okay.
Right.
So me growing up on a farm, chucking hay bales all the time, infinitely less than 225 pounds, even a completely different motion. But I'm
Sure.
telling you, the even if it's less weight, if it's awkward, real weight, like someone's body that you might be pushing in the NFL, a weird weight. You know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
if you can learn to do that with ease, organized weight's a piece of cake. Like, I never had benched in my entire life. Just grew up on a farm throwing hay bales. The first time they put me in there, like, I couldn't do anything till I learned the motion of doing it. You know
Right.
what I mean? And then once I did that after a day or two, I was like, oh, this shit's easy. I think the first time I did 225, I did it 20 times.
Which I'm sure blew the minds of the coaches
I
and
was
people
like,
in
dude,
the room.
I'm like, this is easy. This is actually 225. It's all cute and right here, just
Right.
working.
Does this
I
have
don't-
anything to do with why you love Iowa linemen so much? Because they probably all are
Probably.
farm boys.
Probably.
Well, there you go. There's your lifting tips from JP. If you want to get
Yeah.
better at the bench, go throw hay bales.
Throw real
nice
weight.
thing
Do
is-
remember, have you ever read Bono's Bo? He had never
I
benched
haven't.
either, but the dude was to work out, in the neighborhood he grew up in, there's no gyms, there's no nothing he had. So he'd go find blown out tires on the side of the road and tie him to himself and just jog, dragging tires behind
Dragging
him
tires.
through
Yeah.
dirt roads and up hills. That you'll
Look, Bo
You will-
Jackson. If
yeah.
you pulled the Bill Brasky and SNL sketches from back in the day, is Bo Jackson fought a bear and then had lunch with him afterwards. I'd
Yeah.
believe that because it's Bo
Yep.
Jackson.
he's
so yeah,
probably
you tell me he
the just
drag
athlete,
tires?
not
Yeah.
actual accomplishments, but athlete, probably the greatest athlete aside from Michael Phelps, because swimming is the hardest thing to do in life.
sure.
He's
Yeah.
second best.
Right. And Bo is just spectacular. He's not in the draft, though. So we're going to move on. Basically, to wrap things up, Jaden Roberts, disappointed with what I expected him to be for where he was coming from. So I'm very
Me too.
curious to see if something comes out from his pro day. Chase Basantis, surprisingly athletic. I wasn't sure what to expect out of him personally because I haven't paid as much attention to him maybe as I need to. Smaller hands-ish, but not that bad. At 9 3/4. It's okay. But
that's fine.
overall, relatively athletic. Was pleased with him. I think he sits in that third round conversation, even if he's probably going to go in the second, because I think a lot of people are pumping him up too. Let's take a quick break before we jump out to the guards. And I say quick break, but you sir
the
have
guards.
some beer to
We're-
talk
we're
about.
on
To the tackles. Other
Yes, I
boys.
do. So I did a makeshift. I almost said make
Mhm.
fist. That's not even a thing.
It's not, but makeshift is.
Makeshift. Man, would you put in my coffee, Dan?
Heyo.
Uh, you're actually having one of them, so I'll save that
Right?
one for last. But
Okay.
it's Wax Wings Brewing. I didn't have anything by them in my entire life until
Look,
you started talking about them.
and that's a shout out to my buddy Jake down in Portage because he let me know about that place. And the only disadvantage to Wax Wings, by the way, for any of you who may want to go down to Kalamazoo and check them out, they don't have food. Otherwise, it's awesome.
That is kind of a bummer. But when you have beer like this, I mean, I get it. I
Bring a
know
sandwich.
that the same guy you're talking about, Jake, like he's huge on the presidential brewing, but
Right.
I've had a fair amount of the presidential, but I'm here to tell you Wax Wings just dominates them
Look, and I'm not
to me.
trying to hate on Presidential because I absolutely love them.
Oh, I do
Jake
too.
likes wax. Jake likes Wax Wings beer better as well.
Oh yeah, it's infinitely better. Like
But
they're both very good. This one's way
but
better.
Presidential does have a putt-putt course on their property, so that right there,
I mean, if
that's
your
a
beer
helper.
isn't as good, you got to have something else, right, to compete. So what I did just to get a better idea about them and compare them, this isn't an official variety pack. This is the whole makeshift variety
This
pack.
is
I
a
just picked
JP
up
variety pack.
it's a JP 4 pack of pints that I just grabbed one of each. Okay. The first one I had already talked about once. It's pulled into Nazareth, man. It's just their standard IPA. This thing's absolutely killer. You can go. It's 7.2% alcohol. You can go back and listen to that episode if you want, because I don't want to do a 30-minute
Well, and
halftime either.
let's not forget, you got that because of the name. Let's be honest,
I literally got it because of the name, because of the band, and by the band I mean the
right?
band. That's the name of the band. But it's the intro to one of my all-time favorite movies, The Big Lebowski. And
Hmm.
so, yes, of course, I'm going to grab that. Love it. Then all of a sudden, I find out that there's a double Nazareth with 2 N's. Okay, and it's just double what I just said. It's
All right.
8.5% alcohol. Here's the thing: these two are so close.
Sure.
In this whole pack that I made, right? It's
You did
anywhere
well.
from it's a 3.5 to a 4 grade. They're all very, very close. I'll try to guess an order at the end, but between these two, I would say if you made me pick, I'd probably go the standard one over the double. I
Okay.
don't know why. Like I bet I gave them the exact same grade.
That almost feels like a blind taste that needs to happen at some point.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. So there's that, but they were probably my favorite two of the four, not because of the names, but a little bit because of the names.
Right.
Um, and I'll save that one for last because that's what you're sipping. The third one that I'm going to talk about is the there's a sticker over the top of the
Wait,
name. Is it the Pursuit?
which one though? Because
That's
there's two.
That's
Remember?
why I said it's crazy, because I had the Pursuit. Told you that I absolutely loved this thing. I think I probably like it, dare I say, better than both the Nazareths. That makes me super
Ooh.
sad. They're all like the exact same. But anyways, it was the Pursuit, and then you tried to correct me and say it was the Pursuit, and I'm like,
Right. That
you're
was fun.
crazy. It
That was
is
so
not.
fun.
Then you text me a picture of the can. I'm like, what the hell? Am I losing my mind? So I kid you not, I immediately got frustrated, went out to my garage, dumped my little trash can full of, where you put your
I
empty
didn't
cans.
realize that.
Oh, I dumped it all over the garage floor. I'm searching for this damn can because I was like, I know for a fact I'm right on this, but I
Right.
don't know how I'm right because he showed me a picture of it already. But I know I'm right. And I
Mhm.
still haven't Googled the answer or went to their website to figure it out. But as it turns out, there is a Pursuit and there's a Pursuit.
Yep.
And the can art is
Almost
literally
the
the
same.
exact same, except for the Pursuit, the little skeleton's holding his head. In the Pursuit, down by his side. In the Pursuit, he's holding it up above his shoulders.
And that is a Wax Wings question. We're gonna have to ask the people there what's going on with the can art for that. But it was
And
so
now-
close and so similar. Everything else was the
And the
exact
beers-
same. It was hilarious.
And I had this and I tasted it and I'm like, dude, it almost tastes identical to the Pursuit. Like, are they just, you're gonna have to put an E on it. Like, are they fucking with me? Like, I don't.
The answer
and
could
now,
be yes.
And now I can't find the Pursuit anymore.
Oh, nice.
It's gone. But I'm like, dude, I want these side by side. Like, I have to know like what they're doing to me. This is a mental thing, and they're winning.
I'm sure. I will check. I don't know that I have the Pursuit in the fridge. I may just have the Pursuit in the fridge.
I gave
but yeah.
you a Pursuit.
Well, yeah, but I may have drank that one. I
Oh,
can't remember.
yeah.
So I'll check.
There's
And
that.
if I have both of them, I will save them along with the two Nazareths so we can do a little double
Oh,
side by side next time.
I can get both the Nazareth still.
Oh, okay, cool. So yeah,
It's
I'll
I
drink
can
those then.
even get the Soul Snatcher. Oh yeah, that's the next one. That's what you're
Hey,
having. But the only ones I can't get are this crazy game that they're
uh,
playing with me. I wish I
yeah,
would have saved that
it's
can. That'd
Saul
have been a
level,
hell of a picture for the show. But I guess you could
right?
find a picture on the internet. But so
Yeah,
Soul Snatcher, I'll do a quick take and let you
which
just take
can
it
art's
home.
pretty special.
It is pretty sweet. Is that a peacock? What is
It's
that?
peacock feather and an eyeball.
All right. So I very much enjoyed this one. I can confidently say it's last out of the 4 for me personally. What's
Yeah,
that?
but it's
It's
also
a
good,
7.2er. Oh, it's very good. That's why I said they're all
right?
3.5 to 4. Like I would probably say Soul Snatcher is probably the 3.5. I would say both Nazareths are like 3.75.
Hmm.
Maybe I'd put even a little higher than that if there was like a 3.85. That's where
Right.
they
If
are.
there was like a
And the
tense,
Pursuit maybe is, I don't know, maybe is a 4. It's at least a 3.75.
sure.
Take it away, Dan.
Well, I will tell you the Soul Snatchers. This is another beer. As I'm looking at it, you can see this in the glass here. It's another beer that says it's an IPA that's
Mm-mm.
drifting toward the hazy range, right? And
Yeah,
my rationale
that's
for
more
that,
sellable than friggin' Toppling Goliath, though.
right? Yeah, that's orange juice. But the thing about this one that fits for me with that is it still has, because for the hazies, they usually tend to be less hoppy, more fruity. This one doesn't have the fruit; it just has less of the hops, and also it has that aftertaste. You know, when you're getting the beer burps, if the beer burps
Mhm.
come with hops, then we're in the right channel for an IPA, right? But this is for a 7.2. That's an IPA. It is so easy to drink. If you are not a huge fan of IPAs, like you just don't like the bitterness, this one is a great beer to try because it has some IPA in it, but it isn't overpowering with the IBUs. And again, my buddy Eddie, one of our two flower guys, right from the wedding, dude loves beer, does not like hoppy stuff, not a fan of the IPAs. So he'll crush the German, the Weiss beers and stuff like that, but not a fan of the IPAs. He might be okay with this one. It's probably still a little too far for
IPAs
him.
are my fave.
Well, right, exactly, and that's why we have fun with doing these different kinds. This Soul Snatcher, it's impressive that it is the fourth place out of those 4 beers because it is very good,
It's
very
very
easy
good.
to drink.
Yeah, I
And
would go
again,
buy this exact same 4-pack again.
sure, yeah, we may have to talk to Wax Wings and be like, can we put
No,
draft
you
craft
need
4-pack?
somebody needs to get the answer to this pursuit. There's probably a
Mhm.
third one that starts with a P that we haven't even heard of yet, just to keep
Right, yeah, right, yeah,
mess.
yeah. Just
I
keep it
bet
going.
it's one of those
Exactly.
things where they just change like the hop, like
Yeah,
the Chinook or whatever
I
it
would
may be, just
imagine.
the exact
Right.
same recipe to sub a different hop to see the difference. I
Yep.
think. Dang,
We're
what
gonna
was
have
it?
to poke
Greenbush?
around.
Was Greenbush the one that did that, where they did 4 of the exact same beer and
With
this
different
wrote
hops.
like
I can't
underneath of
remember.
it the hop that they used in each one, and they were trying to get people to
Could have
go
been.
vote.
Uh-huh.
Somebody did it where they made the exact same beer, their staple IPA, and did it with 4 different hops. They wrote on the can the hop it was, and you were supposed to go there and vote for which one you liked the best.
Yeah. I do not know. I did just check Greenbush and doesn't have a whole lot, but it does remind me that they have a beer called a Star Chicken Shotgun.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
So yeah, you got to appreciate that. But yeah, that being said, I want to real quick talk about 2 other things with the beers before we move on. One, I had
Perfect.
a BrewDog 95 when I was out for an impromptu date night with the wife, which is a thing now. I actually have a wife that I can call that, which is kind of fun. She was hanging out with a friend, and the friend had to leave, so she's like, "Hey, what are you doing tonight on Friday?" And so went out to the place she was at. She had very much not beer. Had learned that she doesn't like martinis, by the way. And for those of you who want to branch into
I
cocktails,
don't really either, but
martinis are a flavor. If you like olive, you can probably go with martini. If you like lemon and you
it,
do a vodka style thing, or you like gin, you might like a martini. For the
gin I
most
like.
part, martini is a tough sell because vermouth is a strong flavor, gin is a strong flavor. You got to find the balance. Point is, she learned she doesn't like martinis. That's fine, but she had an espresso martini, which she freaking loves those because coffee, and then a like raspberry white chocolate teeny thing that was supposed to have sparkles.
These
and
aren't
it didn't, but
martinis, man.
that's
We're getting too
it's
cute. You know what
drinks
that
for
reminds
ladies.
me of? That reminds me of like when I vent about these stout beers that taste so artificially flavored. I'm like,
Right.
okay, now you just wrecked a martini.
Well, my point is, like, I don't like personally. I don't drink vodka anyways because it's just
Me
silly.
either. It's the
So
worst spirit
this is how
there
you're
is.
trying to make. It's like you're trying to make vodka taste good. Why not just use something that tastes good to begin with? So
Is it
point is,
possible?
it's not. I don't think you
I
can
think
make
so.
vodka taste good unless you
Put
have
it
so
this way:
little in there that you can't taste it.
vodka has one purpose and one purpose only for me. And
It's drink.
it could be changed. It could be changed because I've never ventured into experimenting. But
Oh,
I
okay.
will say this: some people might say two, but no. I'm here to tell you, Bloody Mary is infinitely better with gin or tequila than it is with
Yes.
vodka.
Yes.
The only thing that I was going to say it's good for, and I haven't tried it with gin. There's no way you could do tequila, but I haven't tried a Caucasian or a la White Russian or Caucasian
Right.
for
Okay.
Golden
No, I'll give
Nazareth,
you
Big
that.
Lebowski.
Yep.
I don't know that you could make a White Russian / Caucasian with gin. Don't know if that would
No.
work.
No, I
I
don't
mean,
think
you
so. 'Cause I think the
could. I just don't know if
botanicals.
it.
Well, you could.
Yeah,
Botanicals and coffee and cream. I just don't think that combo
I
works
don't.
at all.
Yeah. So
I
my
think
only purpose, vodka is
tequila
made for
has
a
a
White
better
Russian.
chance than gin, but it still wouldn't
Mm,
probably be right. Mostly,
mm-mm.
and I used, you know what you could do? You could do a black Russian with tequila, I think, except it would be like a black
Mm.
Mexican, which is probably racist somehow. So you gotta be careful with that. But as tequila and Kahlua could probably work together, right? But I don't think the cream, I think, would throw that whole thing off. I
I
don't
do
know.
too. So,
We'll have to
is there
play with that
any
at
other
some point.
purpose outside of White Russian for vodka? I think that's it. Sorry,
Not that I
I
can
threw
come
your
up
whole
with.
thing off. I'm
No,
sure.
you're good though. I think this
Moscow
is
Mule.
no, but again, you can do a Moscow Mule, sure, but also you can do that with rum. You could do it with like cachaça and stuff like that. So there's other things you can do with ginger beer to make that work. So I don't even
I
think
agree.
A Moscow Mule obviously is going to be a Moscow Mule because of the vodka, but I don't think
I think
it's
I could
only
do it with
vodka that
gin and
works
be
there.
fine. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you could definitely do a London Mule and be just fine with that.
Yep.
So yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
Point is,
it's literally White Russian. That's it.
right. All of that to say, none of this is what I was going to talk about, but it's good customer, it's good consumer information. I had a BrewDog 95. That is BrewDog is a brewery in Ohio that has some decent beers, the Elvis Juice stuff like that. But they're making the 95 is 95 calories, so they're trying to take a hazy IPA and position it with the Mick Ultras and stuff like that of the world.
What's
Your
the
face,
ABV?
it's like
Yeah,
four
my
and a
face.
half.
Yeah, I'm out.
It is your
What's the
face
point?
is well, no, again, the only reason why I drank that one, by the way, was for this reason to talk about it on the show and because everything else on the menu I already had. And I always like to try
Fair.
new things. So here's what I can tell you. It kind of tastes like juice. It's a beer,
Eh.
but there's not much flavor for me. Like anything, there's no hoppy flavor to it at all, right? Here's what I will tell you though. I would drink that ahead of a Mick Ultra or a Bud Light Next or a Yingling Flight or all of these
Oh,
lighter beers that are trying to be the
what would you prefer out of those three? I gotta derail you again because that's a rough
between
list.
the well, no, so the Bud Light
Bud
Next,
Light,
Yingling Flight.
Yingling, or Mick Ultra.
Oh, good lord!
I know
Because
Bud
well,
Light's
think,
last, but now I'm trying to figure out between Mick Ultra or Yingling.
you know what
That's
we're gonna have to
painful.
do this summer?
Just
We're gonna
craft
do
beer.
we're gonna do a light beer challenge at some point this summer. We're gonna get like 15
Oh,
light beers
gosh.
because we're not gonna get drunk off them, and do blind test of maybe 10 light beers and the lighter light beers. So we're gonna put Bud Light versus Bud Light Next. We're gonna do,
But we
again,
can't
Yingling
introduce. We
versus
can't
Yingling
introduce craft light, but you couldn't do like Shorts Locals light, right? That's not
Right, that would be fine.
You have
Yeah.
to do
as long as it's still.
No. You can't put that in there. It's got to be like just your domestics.
Oh, you want to do
right?
domestic? All right, cool. Well, we can do that too.
Just
The
find
point
the
is,
best. Like I early on thoughts is PBR is going to crush it all.
right?
And Coors
Oh yeah,
Light.
because they've got their light too now. Because PBR
What?
has their super light. Oh yeah, PBR has a super light too.
Oh, you're saying we have to do light? See, a PBR, all domestics are light beer to me.
No,
You're
no,
talking
no.
the light of the
the
light beers.
lights, because PBR has a
Oh,
super light too now.
golly.
So we're gonna do the super light challenge.
I
and
don't
it's gonna
know
be your
what's gonna
worst
win.
day.
I have no idea.
I think
what's gonna win.
we're all gonna lose. We're all.
This
gonna
is
lose.
just going to be us doing beer shots because I'm not sipping
There you go.
these.
No, fair. That's fine. These are all going to be just quick tasters, like 3 ounces, just to hit them and quit them. The last thing I'm going to talk about, as this halftime goes a little long, is I did a beer battle tasting class yesterday that you chose not to go to because family, etc. Which is fine. But it was supposed to be pale ales versus wheat beers, and it was a combination of some wheat beers, some Weiss beers, which is a little bit different style, and some pales. And they actually had, and this was the one that I thought I was going to have the right name on, and I balked on it because I was being silly and I just didn't want to say it when I should have said it. Melt My Brain was in there from Shorts as one of the ones that they picked.
So you had a gin and lime to the dome?
Exactly, and that was it tastes just as full on sweet and not awesome as it's a good concept, but bad execution in my opinion. One of the few from shorts that I'm not a huge fan of. But
Nope.
I will say this: for those of you who are in Southwest Michigan, Gun Lake, which is a casino, this is a bit a shameless plug because one of my friends is like their number two food and bev stuff like that. Point is, she does a cocktail class every month where you can learn how to make cocktails, which is cool for people who don't know how to bartend. But also, this was the first edition of their beer class, and for $38 or whatever, and we don't. I'm not getting paid to advertise this, but $38. Check this out. You got to do 8 beers, which is like probably 4-ounce pours of beer, but you did 8 beers, and there was a food pairing for all of them. So we had
Hmm.
mussels.
That's
I
a
had a
win.
roll. I had a corned beef like on a little crostini kind of a thing. There's another one that was like crostini and some jam and goat cheese. Point is, it was well worth the price tag. So again, if you're anywhere near Gun Lake or don't mind making the drive down there for those types of events, check them out. You'll find things to do. It was a great time. It was fun drinking a bunch of beer with some friends. So even if you weren't there, but
Wish I could have joined. Hey, I made
let's
a
talk
face at
tackles.
the end of that there, real quick, because
Yeah,
it's
what was
relevant
the
to the
face?
show. Giants released a statement saying that they would trade Thibodeau for a late second, early third.
Awkward. Because didn't they
It
take
is
him with the 5th pick?
Yeah,
Yeah, I get it. And again, they obviously thought
it's
that
got to
maybe
be
he'd
a
come in.
it's got to be a character thing, right? He just never seemed like he was really into football.
I think character to a piece. The other thing is they took Thibodeau and they didn't know they'd be taking Carter. So
Or
for them,
trading
it's a
for
bit of a sunk
Burns
cost.
because the Panthers are stupid.
Right. Also that. Also that. So yeah,
Freaking A.
all those pieces together.
All right,
Whoops.
tackles. I'm gonna just rip the Band-Aid off and talk about someone who was on I was mildly high on him, but not as high as everybody else. But did he impress the combine? Blake Miller, Clemson, dude.
Right.
6'7". I knew
Yeah.
he was like 6'5",
6'6"
6'6".
and
I think
3/4.
6. Yeah, well, that rounds on the when you don't click on everything and it just shows you the standard thing. It's right off the NFL website. It says 6'7". 317, 34 and a quarter arms.
Right.
34 is what I said. That's a
Yeah,
Bo
that's good.
Jackson arms. He's got Bo Jackson for the number.
That's tackle
9
arms.
and 3/4 hands. The dude is 40 and 10. Perfect, dude. 504, 175, 32 in the verts, very solid.
32 on the
9.5 in
bench.
the broads, very solid. And then the bench, 32. 32 on the bench with 34-inch arms.
Look,
That made me
for a
so
guy-
happy. That moved him up 3 spots on my board just
Sure.
because. Just because.
does he look like he can do that though?
No.
Like he doesn't look all barrel chested.
No, he does not. Okay,
for him.
so then, and he looks smooth in the on-field drills too, dude. Like I was okay. Like, well, did he do all of them?
He did.
I think
He moved
did,
around.
too.
I saw him going through there. He
I was
did.
trying
He
to
looked
think if
pretty
he
good.
skipped any of them. I think he
I don't
did
think
all
so.
of 'em, not 100%.
I
But
think
I
he
always
was
go
doing
back
the
and
whole
watch
way
them
through.
twice anyway, so don't fully quote me on that. But then he just look like his metrics, like or analytics, I guess. Only 2 sacks. We're talking tackles, so there's going to be a sack or 2 in there, right?
Right.
2 hits, so 4 on the poop ratio. That's 0.75%.
I like that we're doing the poop for the tackles now too.
Oh yeah, I got it for everything. I don't know. He is currently listed as my tackle 4, and I wouldn't be
5 for
offended.
me.
I
But
wouldn't.
that's because
be
I also still have
offended.
Fano as a tackle.
I don't have Fano as a tackle. I guess we'll just say this real quick because I'm sure we'll touch on all of them. I currently, for the time being, have Maui Noah as 1,
Sure.
but from the analytics, he's actually the worst, and we didn't get to see him at the combine. Worst of the top 4.
Right. Yeah. He chose his path.
And I feel like he's either interior or right tackle only. I don't see him on the left, which makes me think like I wouldn't be upset if he became 4, and then
Sure.
your tackle 1 could be any. Like I have Monroe Freeling, Caleb Lomu, and Blake Miller all in this cluster. Like,
Well,
the
that's interesting that you mentioned Monroe Freeling because that was the guy I was going to ask you.
Rip it.
Where do you have him? I'm not.
I
here's the thing.
currently have him at 2, and he's allowed 3 sacks, 0 hits though.
with
And
one
he has the least amount of
season
hurries.
at tackle. That's my concern with Freeling. Is
Yeah,
he's
I
done
know.
1 season at tackle. I think he's a
I
good
think
piece
Lomu's
to put on a
probably-
team. Yeah, I don't know, man. I think I've got
Lomu might be
I've got
fair. I don't know.
Yanakor ahead of him too, though.
I got him at 5.
Sure.
But let's
this
talk.
but
Let's
this is
touch
also,
on Freeling. We may as well hit on all these guys because
This is such a weird tackle class, dude.
Freeling's got 34-inch arms too, and
Mhm.
he's also 6'7", also 315. Like he's the
Right.
same. He's got bigger hands. He's got some enormous paws. He was a little
Right.
faster in the 44.93 with the
Yeah,
171.
he's
So he had the
athletic,
best
there's no doubt.
171. Yeah, yeah. So he looked the most athletic out of all these guys, which is probably why I put him at 2. But I still
Sure.
really have Freeling, Lomo, and Miller all tied. I don't care what order they go in. But I also just feel like as a whole, I'm not as excited about this tackle class as I was before.
Well, that's because your boy, Fano's not there anymore.
Right. Right.
But yeah,
And then I guess
Freeling.
Lomu though. Oh, go ahead. You were still going on Freeling?
No, say Freeling is getting like top 10 love now from people.
Well, because dude, you're gonna have a tackle. It's always gonna go in the top 10. Usually, probably
Mhm.
like more like 2. So is that Maui Noah and Freeling? Like probably. And Lomu is the only other guy there that I like quite a bit. He ran under a 5-second 40, a
Mhm.
4.99 and a 1.74 split, 32.5 in the vert, 9.5 the broad. All these guys are the same with the vert, same with the broad, same with the 10, in the same ballpark ish with the 40.
But Lomu's
All
got the
have the
track
long
record.
arms. Lomu's got the track record and actually has the best analytics. No sacks. Did he even
Right.
allow a hit? He allowed 1 hit,
He
didn't he?
allowed he allowed a hit, I think,
2
somewhere in
hits.
there. 2
No
hits, okay.
sacks, 2 hits.
Mhm.
So if you're going poop ratio for all these guys, and I'll remind everybody, that's just the
Sacks and
sacks
hits,
and
yep.
hits added together, and then a percentage based on your total pass snaps that you took. So Maui Noah is a 1.08%.
Right.
Freelings is 0.64. Lomu the best at a 0.52. Blake Miller third place at 0.75. And your boy Max, you were talking about, is 0.62. If you want to talk about him a little bit
Right,
as
same
well.
ballpark. But that's my
Um,
point. It's like as again, and we're looking at this through the realm of where you're a fan. Does your team need a tackle? Who are you looking at? Detroit sitting at 17. There's I don't feel bad about where Detroit is at given the tackles that we've got because there's a cluster of guys that are all good but not great.
And I feel like Detroit has to take a damn tackle. So you're
In first or
basically
second
going to
round.
be looking at, there won't be one in the second, though.
No, that's the
Like,
challenge.
you're basically going to be sitting there looking at probably Lomu or Miller at 17. But if we're going to talk second, seems how we ripped out a bunch of them there. Here's a guy who wasn't on either of our radars. This one's probably more my fault. But, dude, Markel Bell.
Surprisingly nimble for 6'9" and
Yeah.
giantness.
6'9" giantness. Just a recap on the season. No sacks and only 1 hit.
Yeah.
His poop ratio is 0.1.
Mm-hmm.
And that's partly because he had 1,034. Did he really have that many passing snaps? You want to fact check me on that?
I will. I will.
I
check
know
it 'cause I
Miami
looked
made
at
a
him.
deep run, so they're going to have more, but
Right.
maybe I just did total snaps. Now, he
I
was
don't think
credited
so.
with 14 hurries, so there is that. But, dude, Markel Bell, like we said, 6'9", 346, 36 and 3/8 arms. How does he only have 9-inch hands?
That was I was gonna say. So he does have 1,000 snaps total. It was 558 pass blocking and 476
Uh,
run blocking. But yeah,
What was the
for a
pass
man
block?
to have
What was pass block?
36, 558. Still,
So
though,
let me just say
it's a
this
good
real
run.
quick. So his
One
poop
hit.
ratio is actually 0.18.
Yeah, one hit in 558 snaps. He did have 14 hurries. You'd like that to come down a bit. 7 penalties. You'd like that to come down a bit. But again,
It's still the
this
best
is a
poop
guy.
ratio.
He feels like a bit of a project in the sense that where I don't think he
Yeah.
starts day one right away, depending on the team that gets him. But man, for him to have his pterodactyl wingspan of 36, 36 and 3/8 arms, and then 9-inch hands,
Does he just look like the Wii character? Just little
I
nubs out
guess,
there on
right?
those
He's
things?
got a couple nubbins. It's wild how some of these
Sheesh.
guys end up measuring. That being said, he is so huge that he will get a look from somebody just because.
Where
He'll
do you
probably
have him
be
right now?
If I go just tackles, I've got him at like 10, 12. Hang on a second. Let me see here.
I have him. I
I've
have
got him
him
at
at
7.
seven.
I've got him at 14. Sorry. He
I
might
have him
come
at
up a bit.
7. I think
Sure.
he's got to come down a little bit. But
Look,
here's
I
another.
still have Dunker in
Oh,
there
go.
at 8 because I still believe he's
That's
tackle.
funny. I was just going to talk about him. I have him in 8 too. And here, only reason I left him at tackles because he does have 33.5-inch arms.
Right.
But here's the thing. I'm telling you, I watched his tape. He's going to be a guard.
Yeah, but he's going to be a fun guard.
I left
teams
him at
want
tackle
him.
for now, but he's going to get kicked inside to guard. And I think
He
that's going to be
might-
better for him. I have a
depends on the team
third-round
that gets him.
grade. I have a third round grade as a tackle, which means he could go maybe in late second.
Sure.
But as a guard, let me flip back to guard. Where would he slot
Because
in my
I think he's a
guards?
guy that a team is going to take as a tackle, give him a shot as a tackle, and then probably move him inside by next year. But I think he gets, depending who takes him, depending on the team that picks him,
Wow.
he gets a crack at tackle, unless it's a
So
team with two established tackles already.
here's the thing. If Fano is a center, right? That means my
Right.
top guard is Vega and my second guard is Bo Stevens. Bo Stevens played on the same line as Dunker, and Dunker, I think, would probably like. Does Dunker at a guard become my second guard?
He's right up there.
I
Plus
don't think he. I don't know if he beats
ginger
Vega
mullet, man.
yet.
No,
May-
I don't
oh,
think he's
man.
ahead of Vega, but the ginger
But
mullet.
Steve, oh, man, yeah.
Oh, the ginger mullet
Either
is
way,
beautiful.
I'm telling. I'm higher on Bo Steve. He's 100% of my guy. I'm higher on
Sure.
him than the world. But
Fair.
Bo Stevens and man, Dunker, those would be great guards.
Right. Well, I got two tackles to finish talking about here.
Yeah, we only talked
one
about
of-
8.
Well, one of them is Caden Proctor. What do we do with him,
Oh
dude?
man,
What
I
do we
don't
do
know.
with him?
I left him at tackle right now, but he's another guy that I just
Well,
don't
he has tackle
see a
size.
world. He's got tackle size. I don't see a world where he can play tackle. I feel
It
like he's
feels
gonna
like-
have to go inside.
Yeah, the
I
way the
just do.
world's talking about him is he's a guy who seems like he'll go to a team, unlike Dunker, right, who might go outside in. He strikes me as a guy who a team is going to start him at guard for a year or two, and then put him at tackle after that, see if he can handle it. Because the guy has athleticism off the charts. We know that. We've seen how Alabama used him.
For
He
his
came in at
size.
352, right, for his size. He came in at 352, which shows that he can at least do a little bit to manage his weight, because that's the concern with him, is he was up at 380 at one point or whatever. He needs to hang around 350, let's be honest here. But he has, for his size, a freakish athleticism. And so is that wasted at guard? Or
But here's
do
the
you just
other
have a
problem with
road
him.
grader?
With him and Markel Bell, and hell, even Austin Barber, who impressed me quite a bit at the combine based on where I had him before. But
Mhm.
all those, when you start getting to 6'7", 6'8", 6'9", if
Right.
you've got a kick inside, that's the leverage game, man.
Also,
That's tough. Because
Right.
if you get a strong defensive tackle who's a 6'2",
gonna come up
6'3",
underneath you.
he's under you, and yeah, you're gonna
Uh-huh.
get. I don't care if you're 350.
right. Well, and that's the other thing too, is like a guy like Bryce Young doesn't want a 6'7" guard to work with too.
Nope.
So yeah. Last guy I want to talk about is someone who surprised me that I had down as a guard, but the NFL has down as a tackle. And he has tackle size, so to speak. 6'5" and a half, 313, 33 3/4, 10 1/4 inch mitts, ran a
this Jude?
4.94.
Hey
Huh?
Jude. Is this
No.
Hey Jude?
This is not. This
Thought you
is
were doing Jude
Enrique
Bowery.
Cruz Jr.
yeah. I have
from
him as
Kansas.
I have him at tackle 17 right now.
I have him at 12. He's going to
Oof,
stay at
oof.
12 until something changes. Here's why. He has a great body type. Okay, we're
Mhm.
talking about body shaming. He looks solid. Like, he doesn't look like he's lower half dependent or top half. He looks balanced. He was smooth. He was quick. I have to go back and see if I can find some stuff on him. He is certainly a day 3 guy for me. I'm not putting him, up there, but he is a guy that I'm very intrigued about, and I need to do some more work on, because he looked so smooth in the drills, and he looked so composed physically in comparison to somebody like even Markel Bell, right? Still had kind of the paunch, right? Even at 6'9". But freaking Enrique Cruz looked good.
So my only, I agree with you there. The only reason I still have him in the tier of 15 to 17
hater.
is just it's just the at Kansas, 16 pressures, 2 sacks, 4 hits at Kansas.
Why do you think I got him in my day 4 or day 3
Run
combo?
blocking. Yeah, he's a day 3 guy all day. I just don't know how high. Right now, I got him like in that 5th round range.
Yeah, I think I got him as 4, but yeah, it's somewhere in that ballpark. And like you said, it really, for him, his analytics numbers weren't amazing. I'll agree with that. Like, they're good, they're not great. If you're in the 70s and up, that's good,
Yeah,
not
like
great, right?
if he were playing at a Georgia or Iowa or something like that, it wouldn't, Big Ten SEC, I guess I
Right.
should say, like it wouldn't seem as bad. But
Well, I'll say this: his two worst games were Texas Tech, not surprising,
No kidding,
because
right?
he's playing against Bailey and height rather, and then
And Hunter and Gil Howard
right,
and
exactly,
Rodriguez.
all of them, and he did. He actually somehow, and I don't know exactly how the everything works because again, we still try to parse through things with PFF. He somehow had a 0.0 for his pass block grade against Texas Tech, which I don't think is possible, but somehow happened. Because even on 42 snaps, he still only had 6 pressures on 42 snaps, and
Oof.
yet that's a 0. So I don't know how their ranking
So
works. If that's a
6 of
0,
his
but
16 pressures were all Texas Tech. That checks
right, and
out.
then 4 were Utah, which he's probably up against.
Ooh, Logan
You know,
Fennell, the other brother.
or John John
Yeah, Henry.
Michael, whatever,
Yeah,
John
he's
Henry
the new Michigan man.
Daly, yeah, whatever his name is, the
Yeah.
mayor of Sacktown. So yeah,
Yep.
his 2 games came against 2 very good players. So that's, a cause for concern to an extent because it means against the best guys he didn't do well, but also that's why he's a project. So I am fine. He is like my day 3 tackle that I am on board with whoever takes him. They're going to get.
Oh, if you're
special play.
talking day 3, yeah, I'm in on that. I would say
Mhm.
day 3 tackles I like. I'm interested in Barber now. I'm interested in Cruz. Even the Hey Jude, who I thought you were going to talk about, Boston College. I was not
I
a fan of him, and I
I
watched Boston
didn't.
College. He showed up way more athletic than I was expecting.
Well,
6'5",
I also
314, 33-inch arms, 10 3/4, 5'08", 40, 175. He's one of 6 tackles who actually hit the threshold, and that fuels my fire again. I don't know what position we
mhm,
were on. How is this the fastest freaking year ever when only
right.
6 of the tackles who tested hit the metric that you want?
Yeah, I'm not
Maybe
sure
it's
what
just
they're
because
going
all
for
the
with that.
super slow guys just didn't work out.
And that could be part of it. Yeah. Here's what I will tell you: though, is I wasn't wowed by his on-field drills personally. I might have to go back and watch
No,
them
no,
again.
no, no. I wasn't wowed by his on-field drills either. That's why he's at my tackle 12
There you go.
right now. So he's not far from any of these guys. Again, day 3 guy, but his actual testing athleticism numbers look good. His
Sure.
agility and smoothness and just balance and all that was in question.
hmm Yeah. So that's gonna be fun. And this is why we're in this part
He
of the
had
season right
34
now.
or 5 on the vert too. He
He
had the
did. He had a
highest.
great vert.
He had the second highest vert next to Cruz.
There you
Wow,
go.
that's funny. That they're the those are the
I
2
still
he had
like
on
Cruz
there.
better personally. So it's fun that you've got him
They're
where
in the
you've
same
got
ballpark.
Cruz had.
No,
Yeah.
they're in the exact same. They could be flipped around. Don't care.
All right. Well, we got anything else you want to talk about with all of the stuff we had from the combine?
No, I think we went kind of long here.
Wow, that's all
We hit
relative.
it all. I think we hit it
So
all.
coming up this week, though, we talked about this. Tomorrow starts the legal tampering, and then Wednesday is when you can technically sign free agents. So we're going to talk about the needs the teams have coming off free agency, the first hit of free agency, and we'll do a post free agency mock because now it's going to start
Yes,
making sense.
that's very relevant.
And we're
But
a
is it
month and
gonna?
a half out.
Are we gonna wait for the whole free agency or just wait till the big wave? I
Nah,
think you just
we'll
wait
just
till the big wave.
yeah, it'll be like Saturday. We'll do the mock or something like that. So
Yeah.
and that's the first hit of free agency, obviously, because let's be honest, most of the big guys are going to be signed
What is
by
our
the end of the first wave of free agency. By the end of the week, we'll have a pretty good idea of who's going to be where.
Oh yeah, because our next 2 shows we got post free
Yeah.
agency needs, then post free agency mock.
See, I was trying to say that, making it sound like we knew what we were talking about, not us both looking at the calendar that you put together. But at any rate, we got some stuff coming up for you, and
Well,
after that,
I
it's
put
going
the
to be
calendar together so we know what we do know
exactly.
what we're
But I'm trying to make it seem like we're not just looking it up right now. All right, that pulling the
I
curtain
rained
back
all
for you.
over that parade.
You're good. But the point is, we're doing those 2, and then we got rankings. We've got my guys and Bus coming up towards draft time. It's going to be the next month and a half is like our Candyland. It's going to be so much fun.
It's the funnest part.
Exactly.
And
We're
actually,
gonna hit you up.
even once we get past the free agency stuff, what I like, my favorite part is the going into individual rankings and like,
Well, right.
yeah, because that's post season tape, that's
Mhm.
post combine tape, that's going
Exactly.
back at the season tape to fine tune everything. And like, okay, I'm locking these guys in. I love
Right.
that.
And we will do that next time.